What are the most common human rights violations and how are they perpetrated?
Hello and welcome to our exploration of an important, yet often somber, topic. Today we're diving into the world of human rights violations. We'll discuss the most common types of these violations, how they are perpetrated, and what this means for people across the globe. This issue is pervasive, affecting societies large and small, and it's crucial that we understand its different forms to promote change and advocate for justice.
What are human rights?
At their most fundamental level, human rights are the basic rights and freedoms to which all individuals are entitled, regardless of nationality, sex, ethnicity, religion, language, or any other status. They range from the right to life and freedom from torture or degrading treatment, to the rights to a fair trial, free speech, and education, among others.
The most common human rights violations.
Discrimination. Discrimination is one of the most common human rights violations. It takes place when an individual or group is treated unfairly because of a specific characteristic, such as race, gender, age, sexual orientation, or religion. Discrimination is pervasive and can occur at an individual level or systematically, enforced by policies or social structures. Violence and abuse. Acts of violence and abuse, often stemming from a power imbalance, are frequent violations of human rights. This category includes sexual violence, torture, and inhumane treatment. These abuses are often carried out in conflict zones or by oppressive governments but can also occur within households or communities. Right to life violations. The most extreme violations of human rights pertain to the right to life. This encompasses genocide, extrajudicial killings, and capital punishment without fair trial or legal justification. These are often committed by oppressive regimes, militias, or groups involved in conflict.
How are human rights violations perpetrated?
Human rights violations are perpetrated in a multitude of ways, usually involving misuse of power. Discrimination often stems from social norms and practices or harmful laws and policies. Acts of violence and abuse are often carried out by those with power, whether that's within a family, a community, or a government. Finally, violations of the right to life are typically enacted by those with control over military or police forces, such as governments or insurgent groups.
What can be done to address human rights violations?
Addressing human rights violations begins with awareness and education. By understanding these violations, we can identify them and work to prevent them. In addition, pressure from international organizations and countries can lead to changes in policy or behavior, while local advocacy can also drive change. While the topic of human rights violations can be heavy, it's vital to our global society that we stay informed and proactive in defending these fundamental freedoms. With knowledge and action, we can contribute to a world that respects and upholds the dignity and rights of all its inhabitants. Remember, your voice can make a difference. Thanks for tuning in, and keep advocating for human rights.